we had a question down the side there. Yep.
Yeah.
Held it out.
I was just wanting to ask, is there anything from the TV show or the book that the panel would like to be expanded upon? Let's say the Battle of Whispering Woods where Jamie is captured by Robb, or River Run or something like that there? More about Scully. Is there anything they would have liked to have seen expanded on?
Sorry, folks. You're going to have to deal with me again for a bit. The battle with Jamie and everything. I mean, there was plans at the time for all sorts of stuff that they were going to do. There was different choices that had to be made, and in the end, it just was going to be so expensive, and the money wasn't there really to do the full battle. So what you get is Tyrion getting knocked out. But that's okay, you know, again, it's that third camera thing. It's looking at it from a different point of view. We know the battle happened. We know there was a lot of bloodshed and gore, and we also know that Jaime Lannister got caught. Yeah. So the fact is, that covers the story. It's always nice in an action-adventure thing to see some action and adventure. But, I mean, the adventure's still there. Obviously, you know, a lot of the action, it was happening while Tyrion was dreaming. So it's good. You know, I mean, that's an adaptation, that's an interpretation of what had to be done. But, I mean, you got to realise that there's so many constraints on, you know, on the expense of the show and so on. This is a vast show with a lot of people in it. It's a big, big thing to try and pull off, and they're doing it really well, I think. But I would say that anyway, because I'm working on it.
Personally, I would have liked to see more scenes kind of with the Stark family together, especially not just, you know, being selfish, but more scenes with Sansa and Arya, because in the book you kind of see a lot of tension, friction between Sansa and Arya, and that's not really established in the series, and I would have liked that because you know, there's the few odd lines that kind of show Sansa and Arya's differences, and obviously, you know, the clothes. But apart from that, I would have liked to have more scenes with Maisie. And originally there was going to be a scene in the pilot with me and Maisie, which we both auditioned. We auditioned with that scene.
I think that was when we had our audition, because me and Sophie actually auditioned together at one point before any of us knew we got the part or anything like that. So I remember when I met you, I immediately thought, if I don't get the part, I really want her to. Then I couldn't remember Sophie's name. And then when the little pictures came out on the internet, I was trying to make out if it was you or not. But I just thought, yeah, that's her. She's got blonde hair. That's her. And then, not even having a clue. And then I remember when we first met each other, we were like, hey, didn't we audition together? Oh my God. But yeah, it would have been nice to have some more scenes back in Winterfell with the whole family together, just so as you can see where everyone started and have a bit more to do with that, and then where everyone ends up, and how only 10 episodes can make everyone pull so far apart. And it would have been nice to see a bit more of that contrast from a really close family, or I don't know how they would have done that, but just a couple more scenes with them all together, because I didn't have any sort of, not one-on-one, but yeah, I guess one-on-one actually, one-on-one scenes with Michelle, so Arya and Catelyn didn't have anything. I mean, Bran does, and Sansa does, and I think Rickon might have something. But they've all got that sort of relationship, and even though their Catelyn and Arya's relationship isn't quite as close as Ned and Arya's, I think it would have been nice to even see that sort of difference between the two relationships. But yeah, I think they did a pretty good job anyway. So.
Just one other thing that I thought I would love to have seen in the first season, because we always hear that Ned's described as this great warrior, you know, this guy who's done all this amazing stuff. I mean, I think it's exactly the same in the books. The only stuff we know of him doing anything is in flashback, really. I mean, is in comments about what he did during the wars. It would have been really nice to have shown some of that if we could have done. I mean, to have gone into some kind of exploration of Ned, to show him as a warrior, because we always hear, as we go through the story, you know, he's this great warrior, and the only fight we have is the one that he has with Jaime, where the other guy stabs him in the leg. And then he's beheaded. So you kind of don't get that sense of all of the great things that Ned could have done, you know. But it would have been nice to have seen something, you know. And I know, again, that's stuff that was talked about in little ways. And if we'd done that, of course, that's a deviation from the book. But it would have been good. Anyway.
We live in a world of prequels, and that we're going to do that, and we're going to get like the first sword of Bravos as well, that prequel too. But unfortunately, it'll probably be played by Robert Downey Jr.
Last question in the middle there. Yep.
In regards to the setting of Northern Ireland, I'm a visitor to the country, and I'd just love to hear the perspectives and impressions of the cast that maybe do live here, and also who visited here and have been working here, just of the country itself.
I love it. I love it. I think the people are amazing, really warm. The taxi drivers are fantastic. I'm not just saying that, I really mean that. I loved it.
I think every time, well, not every time, it's only been 2 times, but when we went away after the pilot and then came back for the first series and then went away and now coming back for the second series, I think it's nice to hear that accent again. It really is, because you go back and you don't hear it very much apart from on the television, and then you come back and you just think, oh, I remember this accent, and you've got to start clicking in and out of it, because sometimes I don't have a clue what some people are saying. It's like, but once you sort of clicked into it, then yeah, you know what they're saying. But yeah, I think the accent is one that's nice to come back to.
They're all just saying, Hodor.
Well, from my point of view, obviously, I went to college across the street there. I went to school up the street there. I live 5 miles up the road. I'm 35 years old. Haven't grown up here. Obviously, I grew up in the time of the Troubles and stuff, and to see something like this happening here and the differences that have happened, I'm so proud of the country and the people and the craftsmen and the people who are working in the production from here. It's a huge leap forward for the people in Northern Ireland. I'm immensely proud to be part of it because of that.
Woo! See, one of the great things that we've been pushing for years is the diversity of climate and stuff here, and you know, location. And one of the things, of course, when the Americans arrived, they went out and they found loads of locations that would suit. And it's, I mean, Ireland, it's in pockets. Everything here is in small pockets, but you only have to go a certain distance down the road before it changes. And certainly filmmakers here, there's a lot to offer in the country itself. Now, we're lucky with We're lucky with the Titanic building and everything down there, because I mean it's this huge empty space. Certainly for building sets, this place is, you know, it's proven perfect. And also the crews are all very amiable here. It's turned out that they're very nice people, so it really helps.
Alas, we have been given the stop sign, but
there it is again. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Big hand from all our panelists.
Pressing now. Everyone's sitting down. Same again, if we can get the panellists out of here first, and then you can all leave and get on to the next thing. Or is everyone just staying for the guest of honour speech? Is that what's going on? Are you staying? Yeah. Are you staying for... I think I am. Excellent.